Hello and welcome back to the channel. As we continue our journey through the forgotten recipes of low-class American families, today we delve into the era of the Great Depression, a time when scarcity bred creativity in the kitchen. Families faced with empty pantries and growling stomachs turned to humble ingredients like bread and onions, crafting meals that were both resourceful and filling. In this video, we'll uncover 25 such bread and bulb dishes, meals that may seem peculiar today but were lifelines for many during hard times. From onion-stuffed sandwiches to bread puddings made with savory drippings, these recipes tell stories of resilience and ingenuity. So, stay tuned as we explore these culinary relics, one by one, shedding light on the flavors and histories that sustained a nation through its toughest days. As we begin our journey into the resourceful recipes of the Great Depression, we encounter a humble yet poignant creation, the onion sandwich. In an era marked by scarcity, when meats and spreads were luxuries, families turned to what was readily available, stale bread and raw onions. This simple combination became a staple for many, offering sustenance with minimal ingredients. The preparation was straightforward. Thick slices of raw yellow or white onions placed between two pieces of day-old bread. If available, a smear of lard or bacon grease added moisture and flavor. Occasionally, a dash of salt, pepper, or mustard was included to enhance the taste. However, more often than not, it was just bread and onion, a testament to making do with what one had. This sandwich wasn't just a meal, it was a symbol of resilience. Laborers, farmers, and schoolchildren alike relied on it to quell hunger pangs. Despite its simplicity, or perhaps because of it, the onion sandwich became an emblem of endurance during challenging times. While it may have faded from modern menus, the onion sandwich remains a poignant reminder of a period when resourcefulness was essential, and even the most basic ingredients were transformed into sustenance. As we move deeper into our exploration, the next dish crackles to life in a cast iron skillet. It's not the onion rings you know today. These were born not for comfort, but out of pure necessity. In the 1930s, meat was a rare sight in poor households. But what many families could scrape together was pork fat, saved religiously and rendered down into lard. This precious fat was more than just cooking oil. It was flavor, calories, and preservation in one. To make these Depression-era onion rings, large onions were sliced into thick rounds, dipped in a basic batter, often just water, cornmeal, or flour if they had it, and then fried in sizzling lard until golden and blistered at the edges. There were no breadcrumbs, no seasoning blends, no dipping sauces. Just onion, batter, and fat. The frying did something miraculous. It transformed the sharp bite of the onion into something sweet, tender, and slightly crisp. The aroma alone could pull children to the kitchen, their mouths watering even if the meal consisted of nothing else. For many, this was the only fried food they could afford, a luxury disguised in simplicity. The lard, reused over and over, carried the memory of every meal before it. A generational flavor passed down through a single pan. These onion rings weren't served on platters or with side sauces. They were laid out on newspaper, eaten hot with bare fingers, and savored as a momentary escape from hardship. Today, we deep fry in vegetable oil and chase crunch perfection, but this dish reminds us that, once, fried food meant survival, not indulgence. As we delve further into our exploration of Depression-era cuisine, we encounter a dish that epitomizes the ingenuity of the time: boiled onions with vinegar. In the 1930s, when resources were scarce and every meal required creativity, families often turned to the most accessible ingredients. Onions, abundant and inexpensive, became a staple. Boiling them softened their sharpness, making them more palatable and easier to digest. The preparation was straightforward. Onions were peeled, halved or quartered, and then boiled in water until tender. Once cooked, they were drained and drizzled with vinegar, typically apple cider vinegar, if available. This simple addition added a tangy flavor, elevating the humble onion to a dish that could stand on its own. For many, this dish was more than sustenance. It was a testament to resilience. The combination of soft, sweet onions with the sharpness of vinegar provided a comforting yet invigorating meal, often accompanied by a slice of bread to soak up the flavorful juices. While it may seem austere by today's standards, boiled onions with vinegar served as a reminder that even in the toughest times, simplicity and resourcefulness could yield nourishment and comfort. As we delve deeper into the resourceful recipes of the Great Depression, we encounter a dish that challenges our modern palates: peanut butter stuffed onions. In the 1930s, when food scarcity was a daily reality, the U.S. Bureau of Home Economics promoted affordable and nutritious meals to help families make the most of limited resources. This led to the creation of unconventional recipes, including the combination of onions and peanut butter. The preparation was straightforward. Large onions were hollowed out, and the centers were filled with a mixture of peanut butter and breadcrumbs made from stale bread. These stuffed onions were then roasted in the oven for about an hour. The result was a softened, slightly caramelized onion encasing a warm, protein-rich filling. While this combination might seem peculiar today, it was a practical solution during a time when both onions and peanut butter were affordable and readily available. The dish provided essential nutrients and helped families stretch their food supplies. Interestingly, the pairing of peanut butter and onions wasn't entirely new. Even before the Depression, some individuals, including Ernest Hemingway, enjoyed peanut butter and onion sandwiches. Hemingway referred to this combination as the Mount Everest special in his novel Islands in the Stream. Today, peanut butter stuffed onions serve as a testament to the creativity and resilience of those who lived through the Great Depression. They remind us that, in times of hardship, people found innovative ways to nourish themselves and their families. As we move deeper into our exploration of Depression-era cuisine, we encounter a dish that epitomizes the essence of comfort through simplicity: onion gravy over bread. In an era marked by economic hardship, families often had to make do with what they had. Onions, being both affordable and flavorful, were a staple in many households. Combined with a basic roux made from flour and fat, onions were transformed into a rich, savory gravy. This gravy was then generously poured over slices of stale or toasted bread, creating a hearty meal that was both filling and satisfying. The beauty of this dish lies in its simplicity. It required minimal ingredients and could be prepared quickly, making it an ideal choice for families struggling to stretch their food supplies. Despite its modest components, onion gravy over bread provided warmth and sustenance during challenging times. Today, while the ingredients may seem humble, the dish serves as a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of those who lived through the Great Depression. It reminds us that even in times of scarcity, comfort and nourishment can be found in the simplest of meals. As we delve deeper into the resourceful recipes of the Great Depression, we encounter a dish that embodies the essence of frugality and comfort: onion and cornmeal mush. In an era marked by economic hardship, families often had to make do with what they had. Cornmeal, being both affordable and versatile, was a staple in many households. Combined with onions, which added flavor and nutrition, this dish became a hearty meal that could feed a family without breaking the bank. The preparation was straightforward. Cornmeal was slowly cooked in water to create a thick, creamy base. Onions, often sautéed in a bit of fat, were then mixed in, infusing the mush with their savory aroma. The result was a comforting, filling dish that provided warmth and sustenance during challenging times. What made this dish particularly appealing was its adaptability. Depending on what ingredients were available, families could add herbs, spices, or even bits of leftover meat to enhance the flavor. Some variations included adding milk or butter for richness, while others kept it simple and savory. Beyond its practicality, onion and cornmeal mush served as a reminder of the resilience and creativity of those who lived through the Great Depression. It showcased how, even with limited resources, families could come together and create meals that nourished both the body and the spirit. Today, while it may not be a common feature on modern menus, onion and cornmeal mush remains a testament to the ingenuity of the past, a dish born out of necessity, yet rich in tradition and flavor. As we continue our journey through the inventive recipes of the Great Depression, we encounter a dessert that defies expectations: mock apple pie. At first glance, it appears to be a classic apple pie. Its golden crust, warm cinnamon aroma, and inviting appearance all suggest the familiar comfort of baked apples. However, upon closer inspection, you'll find that this pie contains no apples at all. Instead, it relies on a surprising substitute, Ritz crackers. The origins of mock apple pie date back to the mid-19th century, with early recipes utilizing hardtack or soda crackers as a stand-in for apples. These recipes were particularly useful during times when fresh apples were scarce or expensive. The concept gained renewed popularity during the Great Depression and World War II, periods marked by economic hardship and food rationing. During these times, home cooks sought creative ways to replicate familiar dishes using pantry staples. The key to mock apple pie's authenticity lies in its preparation. The crackers are layered in a pie crust and then soaked in a syrup made from sugar, water, cream of tartar, lemon juice, and cinnamon. This mixture mimics the tartness and sweetness of apples. Once baked, the crackers soften and absorb the syrup, creating a filling that closely resembles the texture and flavor of traditional apple pie. Despite its unconventional ingredients, mock apple pie became a beloved dessert during the Depression era. It was featured on the back of Ritz cracker boxes, introducing it to a wider audience and solidifying its place in American culinary history. Today, it serves as a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of families who, faced with scarcity, found ways to bring comfort and tradition to their tables. As we continue our journey through the inventive recipes of the Great Depression, we encounter a dessert that epitomizes the ingenuity born out of necessity, water pie. At first glance, the idea of a pie made primarily from water seems implausible. Yet, during the Great Depression, when ingredients like milk, eggs, and fresh fruit were luxuries many couldn't afford, resourceful home cooks devised a way to create a comforting dessert using the most basic pantry staples. Water pie, also known as hard times pie, emerged as a testament to this culinary creativity. The recipe is deceptively simple. Water is poured into an unbaked pie crust, then topped with a mixture of sugar and flour, a drizzle of vanilla extract, and pats of butter. As it bakes, the flour acts as a thickening agent, transforming the water into a translucent, custard-like filling. The result is a sweet, gelatinous pie that, while modest in ingredients, delivers a surprisingly satisfying flavor and texture. Water pie's origins trace back to the late 19th century, but it gained prominence during the 1930s as families sought affordable ways to enjoy occasional treats. Its resurgence in recent years, particularly during times of economic uncertainty, underscores its enduring appeal and the timeless lesson that simplicity can yield unexpected delights. This humble dessert not only provided solace during one of America's most challenging periods but also stands as a symbol of resilience and the enduring spirit of making the most out of what one has. As we continue our journey through the inventive recipes of the Great Depression, we encounter a dessert that epitomizes the ingenuity born out of necessity, vinegar pie. At first glance, the idea of a pie made with vinegar might seem unconventional. However, during times when fresh fruits like lemons were scarce or expensive, resourceful home cooks turned to vinegar to replicate the tartness typically provided by citrus. This adaptation resulted in a dessert that, while simple in ingredients, delivered a complex and satisfying flavor. Vinegar pie's origins trace back to the mid-19th century, predating the Great Depression. It gained prominence during economic hardships, such as the Great Depression and World War II, when ingredients were rationed, and families had to make do with what was available. The pie became a staple in many households, particularly in the Midwest and South, where it was cherished for its ability to provide a sweet treat despite limited resources. The preparation of vinegar pie is straightforward. A mixture of sugar, flour, eggs, butter, and vinegar is combined to create a custard-like filling. This filling is poured into an unbaked pie crust and baked until set. The result is a dessert with a delicate balance of sweet and tangy flavors, reminiscent of lemon meringue or key lime pie, despite containing no fruit. Today, vinegar pie serves as a testament to the resilience and creativity of those who lived through challenging times. It reminds us that with a bit of ingenuity, even the most modest ingredients can be transformed into something delightful. As we continue our journey through the inventive recipes of the Great Depression, we encounter a dish that epitomizes the ingenuity born out of necessity: potato peel soup. In an era marked by scarcity, every part of a food item was utilized to its fullest potential. Potato peels, often discarded today, became the foundation of a nourishing soup that provided comfort and sustenance to families facing economic hardship. The preparation was straightforward yet resourceful. Cleaned potato peels were simmered with water, onions, and any available herbs or vegetables. Some variations included milk or broth to enrich the flavor, while others remained simple, relying on the natural taste of the ingredients. The result was a hearty soup that, despite its humble origins, offered warmth and nourishment. Beyond its practicality, potato peel soup symbolized the resilience and adaptability of those who lived through the Great Depression. It showcased how, even with limited resources, families could come together and create meals that nourished both the body and the spirit. Today, this dish serves as a poignant reminder of the past, encouraging us to appreciate the value of resourcefulness and to find comfort in simplicity. As we continue our journey through the inventive recipes of the Great Depression, we encounter a dish that embodies the spirit of resilience and community: Hoover stew. Named after President Herbert Hoover, whose term coincided with the onset of the Great Depression, this hearty stew became a staple in soup kitchens and among families facing economic hardship. The dish was a reflection of the era's resourcefulness, utilizing inexpensive and readily available ingredients to create a filling meal. The basic components of Hoover stew included macaroni, hot dogs, canned tomatoes, and canned vegetables such as corn or beans. These ingredients were combined in a large pot, simmered together, and served as a communal meal. The simplicity of the dish allowed it to be easily prepared in large quantities, making it ideal for feeding many people at once. Beyond its nutritional value, Hoover stew served as a symbol of the community's ability to come together during times of adversity. In the makeshift shantytowns known as Hoovervilles, residents shared meals and resources, supporting one another through the hardships they faced. The stew was more than just food. It was a testament to the strength and solidarity of individuals during one of America's most challenging periods. Today, Hoover stew stands as a reminder of the ingenuity and communal spirit that defined the Great Depression. It highlights how, even in times of scarcity, people found ways to nourish both their bodies and their sense of community. As our journey deepens into the heart of America's most trying times, we now uncover a dessert that defied despair: depression cake. A sweet surprise, born in a time when sugar, eggs, milk, and butter were luxuries. Known by many names, wacky cake, crazy cake, or simply war cake, this clever creation wasn't just a recipe. It was a silent rebellion against scarcity. Families during the Great Depression had to do without. But they still yearned for small comforts, especially for birthdays, holidays, or just to lift spirits. Out of this longing came a cake that used no eggs, no milk, no butter, ingredients that had become nearly impossible to afford. Instead, bakers used vinegar and baking soda to make the batter rise, oil for moisture, and boiling water to pull it all together. If cocoa powder was on hand, it was added for richness. If not, spices like cinnamon or nutmeg brought warmth. Every ingredient was carefully rationed. Every slice meant something. What's most astonishing? The result was, against all odds, delicious. Moist, rich, and full of flavor, depression cake proved that joy could still be found in the most unlikely of places. Children loved it, adults treasured it, and communities shared it like gold. It wasn't just dessert, it was hope on a plate. Today, depression cake has made a humble comeback in vintage cookbooks and nostalgic kitchens. And once you taste it, you'll understand why. It carries the flavor of endurance, creativity, and the quiet strength of a generation that refused to give up. In the heart of the Great Depression, when pantries were sparse and wallets even thinner, families turned to the most fundamental ingredients to sustain themselves. Among these humble meals, bread and gravy emerged as a symbol of resilience and ingenuity. Bread, often homemade from flour and water, served as the cornerstone of many meals. Its affordability and versatility made it a staple in households across America. To enhance its flavor and provide much-needed sustenance, families crafted gravies from the simplest of ingredients. One such creation was bulldog gravy, a concoction of flour, milk, and grease, typically drippings from cooked meats like sausage or bacon. In regions where milk was scarce, water served as a substitute, resulting in a thinner yet still hearty sauce. This gravy was poured over slices of bread, transforming them into a filling meal that could feed an entire family. Variations of this dish existed across different communities. In the South, striped gravy, or streaked gravy, was made by adding a splash of coffee to fat drippings, giving it a distinctive color and flavor. Regardless of the version, the essence remained the same, maximizing flavor and nutrition with minimal resources. Bread and gravy was more than just a meal. It was a testament to the creativity and determination of those who endured one of the most challenging periods in American history. It reminds us that even in the face of adversity, simple ingredients and a bit of ingenuity can provide comfort and sustenance. In the heart of the Great Depression, when grocery shelves were often bare and wallets even emptier, families turned to nature's bounty for sustenance. One such humble yet nourishing dish was the dandelion salad, a testament to resilience and resourcefulness. Dandelions, often dismissed as mere weeds, became a vital food source during these challenging times. Their young, tender leaves, rich in vitamins A, C, and K, as well as minerals like calcium and iron, were foraged from backyards and open fields. These greens provided essential nutrients when other vegetables were scarce. Preparation was straightforward yet varied. Some families served the greens raw, dressed with a simple mixture of vinegar and oil. Others enhanced the salad with hard-boiled eggs, bacon bits, or even a warm dressing made from bacon drippings and vinegar. In certain regions, a unique preparation involved tossing the greens with hot vinegar dressing, sliced eggs, and crushed boiled potatoes, creating a hearty meal that required no additional gravy. Beyond its nutritional value, the dandelion salad symbolized hope and ingenuity. It reminded communities that even in the bleakest times, nature offered sustenance, and with a bit of creativity, a simple weed could be transformed into a meal that nourished both body and spirit. Today, the dandelion salad stands as a poignant reminder of a generation's ability to adapt and thrive amidst adversity. It teaches us that with resilience and resourcefulness, even the most unassuming ingredients can become symbols of hope and survival. As we move deeper into the forgotten kitchens of Depression-era America, we stumble upon a pie that defies logic, one made without fruit, yet bursting with tang and flavor. It was born out of necessity, but remembered for its brilliance. Welcome to the story of vinegar pie, the lemon pie with no lemons. During the Great Depression and even earlier, citrus fruits were a luxury, rare, expensive, and often inaccessible to rural or poor families. But craving something tart and sweet didn't disappear just because money did. That's where vinegar stepped in. A humble pantry staple, often used for pickling or cleaning, vinegar became the unlikely hero in one of the most ingenious desserts of the 1930s. Vinegar pie was a direct response to scarcity, designed to mimic the bright tang of lemon using only what was already on hand. The recipe was deceptively simple: eggs, sugar, flour or cornstarch for thickening, a touch of butter, and a splash of vinegar, usually apple cider or white. When whisked together and baked into a pie crust, it produced a custard-like filling with a smooth, creamy texture and a surprisingly pleasant tartness. The vinegar cut through the sweetness, just like lemon would, leaving behind a flavor that was refreshingly familiar, yet entirely original. For many, this pie was more than a dessert. It was a symbol of defiance, a way of saying, we will have something sweet, even if we have nothing else. Mothers made it for Sunday dinners, church gatherings, or just to bring comfort to their children during hard times. And while it nearly vanished in the post-war era, replaced by store-bought goods and modern convenience, it lives on today in the kitchens of food historians, Southern grandmothers, and Depression-era revivalists. Vinegar pie teaches us that flavor doesn't need fancy ingredients, just clever minds and determined hearts. It's a dessert that didn't just satisfy a sweet tooth, it lifted spirits in a bitter time. And that's a recipe worth remembering. In the heart of the Great Depression, when cupboards were bare and wallets even emptier, one humble dish stood as a beacon of sustenance: cornmeal mush. Simple in ingredients yet profound in its impact, this dish became a lifeline for countless families navigating the harsh realities of economic despair. Cornmeal mush traces its roots back to indigenous peoples of the Americas, who first cultivated maize and developed various corn-based dishes. Early European settlers adopted the practice, learning from Native Americans how to grind corn into meal and cook it into a thick porridge. In colonial America, it was known as hasty pudding in New England and suppawn in New York. Among the Pennsylvania Dutch, it was simply called mush. During the Great Depression, cornmeal mush became a household staple due to its affordability and ability to feed large families. Cornmeal was cheap and readily available, making it a staple in many households. The dish could also be cooled, sliced, and fried, providing variety in its use. Cornmeal mush was a practical way to provide energy and sustenance. It reflects the reliance on basic, affordable ingredients to create nourishing meals during the Depression. The preparation was straightforward: boil water, slowly whisk in cornmeal to avoid lumps, and cook until thickened. Once cooled and set, it could be sliced and fried to create a crispy exterior, offering a different texture and taste. This versatility made it a favorite, as it could be served both sweet, with syrup or molasses, and savory, perhaps with a bit of gravy or fried alongside eggs. Cornmeal mush is more than just a dish. It's a testament to resilience and ingenuity. It nourished bodies and spirits during one of the most challenging periods in history. Today, it stands as a humble reminder of the strength found in simplicity and the enduring power of comfort food. As we move deeper into the heart of the Great Depression, we uncover a dessert that defied expectations, a pie that tasted remarkably like apple pie, yet contained no apples at all. This ingenious creation was born out of necessity and became a symbol of resourcefulness during one of America's most challenging times. Mock apple pie traces its origins back to the mid-1800s, when inventive cooks sought ways to replicate the flavors of apple pie without the luxury of fresh apples. Early versions utilized ingredients like breadcrumbs and tartaric acid to mimic the tartness of apples. However, it was during the Great Depression that the recipe gained widespread popularity. With apples being scarce and expensive, families turned to more affordable alternatives. Enter the Ritz cracker. Introduced in 1934, Ritz crackers became a pantry staple, and by the 1940s, Nabisco began printing the mock apple pie recipe on their boxes. The recipe called for layering Ritz crackers in a pie crust and covering them with a syrup made of sugar, cream of tartar, lemon juice, and cinnamon. The result was a dessert that, when baked, bore a striking resemblance to traditional apple pie. The success of mock apple pie lies in its ability to mimic the texture and flavor of apple pie using simple, inexpensive ingredients. The crackers absorb the syrup, softening to resemble apple slices, while the lemon juice and cinnamon provided the familiar tartness and spice. It was a testament to the creativity and resilience of families who made do with what they had. Mock apple pie serves as a reminder of the ingenuity that flourished during the Great Depression. It wasn't just a dessert, it was a symbol of hope, demonstrating that even in times of scarcity, creativity could produce something that brought comfort and joy. As we journey through the inventive kitchens of Depression-era America, we uncover a dessert that embodies both resourcefulness and tradition: shoe-fly pie. Originating from the Pennsylvania Dutch community, this molasses-based pie became a beloved staple, especially during times when fresh fruits were scarce and pantry staples were paramount. Shoe-fly pie, often referred to as a molasses crumb pie, traces its roots back to the late 1800s. The name shoe-fly is believed to have two potential origins. One theory suggests that the sweet, sticky filling attracted flies as it cooled, necessitating bakers to shoo them away. Another theory attributes the name to a popular circus mule named Shoefly, who was part of a traveling act in Pennsylvania during the 1870s and 1880s. This mule's name was derived from the popular song, "Shoe, Fly, Don't Bother Me," and the molasses used in the pie was associated with a brand named after the mule. The pie itself is a delightful combination of a flaky pie crust filled with a rich molasses mixture and topped with a crumbly brown sugar and flour topping. There are two main variations: the wet bottom pie, which has a gooey molasses layer at the bottom, and the dry bottom pie, which is more cake-like throughout. During the Great Depression, shoe fly pie became a symbol of ingenuity. Its simple ingredients, molasses, flour, brown sugar, and water, were affordable and readily available, making it an ideal dessert during challenging economic times. The pie's hearty nature also made it suitable for breakfast, often enjoyed with a cup of strong coffee. Shoe fly pie is more than just a dessert. It's a testament to the creativity and resilience of the Pennsylvania Dutch community. It reflects a time when families made the most of what they had, turning simple ingredients into a comforting and delicious treat. Today, it remains a cherished part of American culinary history, reminding us of the power of tradition and resourcefulness. In the heart of America's Midwest, a simple pie emerged from the kitchens of resourceful homemakers, a pie born out of necessity, yet destined to become a cherished symbol of comfort. This is the story of sugar cream pie, Indiana's unofficial state dessert, affectionately known as Hoosier pie. Sugar cream pie traces its roots back to the early 19th century, coinciding with Indiana's statehood in 1816. Originating among Quaker, Shaker, and Amish communities, this pie was a testament to ingenuity during times when fresh fruits were scarce or unavailable. Its moniker, Desperation Pie, reflects its creation from pantry staples, sugar, cream, flour or cornstarch, and butter, ingredients commonly on hand in most households. Unlike custard pies, sugar cream pie traditionally contains no eggs. The filling, a smooth blend of cream and sugar thickened with flour or cornstarch, is poured into a pre-baked crust and often topped with a sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg. The result is a rich, velvety pie with a caramelized top, offering a taste of comfort and nostalgia. During the Great Depression, this pie's simplicity and affordability made it a staple in Indiana homes. Its popularity endured, and in 2009, the Indiana Senate declared sugar cream pie the state's official pie, cementing its place in Hoosier heritage. Sugar cream pie stands as a delicious reminder of resilience and resourcefulness. From humble beginnings to state icon, it embodies the spirit of making the most with what one has, turning simplicity into something truly special. As we uncover the last part of this episode, we reflect on a dessert that epitomizes resilience and ingenuity. In the depths of the Great Depression, when pantries were bare and luxuries scarce, resourceful home cooks found ingenious ways to bring comfort to their families. One such creation was the humble yet remarkable water pie, a dessert that transformed the most basic ingredients into a sweet treat. Water pie, also known as hard times pie, emerged during the late 1800s and gained prominence during the Great Depression. Its simplicity made it accessible: water, sugar, flour, butter, and a pie crust. Some variations included vanilla extract or a pinch of cinnamon for added flavor. The magic lay in how these ingredients combined to create a custard-like filling without the need for eggs or milk. The preparation was straightforward. Water was poured into an unbaked pie crust, followed by a mixture of flour and sugar sprinkled on top. Butter pats were placed over the mixture, and the pie was baked until the filling set into a translucent custard. Once cooled, it offered a sweet, comforting dessert reminiscent of more indulgent pies. This pie wasn't just about satisfying a sweet tooth, it was a testament to the resilience and creativity of those who made do with what they had. In times of hardship, water pie provided a sense of normalcy and comfort, proving that even the simplest ingredients could bring joy. Water pie stands as a symbol of ingenuity and hope. It reminds us that with a little creativity, even the most modest pantry can yield something delightful. As we reflect on this dessert, we honor the spirit of those who, in the face of adversity, found ways to nourish both body and soul. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history's most resourceful recipes. If you've enjoyed this series, please consider subscribing to our channel for more stories that celebrate culinary creativity and resilience. Your support means the world to us.